now they give them these computer systems, and the HMOs and the government tell you everything you can do. And he says the computer is now the doctor, and the government practices medicine, and it's the dentist, the doctors. When you go into the hospital to have a baby, they ask you, "Oh, honey, you got plenty of money? Is your husband nice to you?" That's all going to the health department to seize your kids. I mean, it literally, through the public schools and medicine, it is incrementally a Nazi death camp.
I totally agree with you. And as a matter of fact, the hospitals actually get kickbacks for any cases that they refer to CPS. And usually it's if if the parents are foolish enough to admit that they don't vaccinate their children, if they bring them in for a broken arm or whatever, they get kickbacks for every child that gets into the system and then gets adopted out or put into foster care or whatever. I mean, medicine has now become a government entity, and it's a viper. Just
like in Nazi Germany. I want to go to phone calls here. Okay. Justin in North Carolina, you're on the air with our guest. Go ahead. Justin in North Carolina, you're on the air with Dr. Rebecca Carley.
Hey, Alex. Hey, Dr. Carley. How y'all doing today?
Okay. We're ready to go.
Carley, my name's Justin. I'm from the same town in North Carolina that you live now. I'm actually friends with Rick and Unzara. I was wanting to ask you a question. Now, you said on your website that you have some kind of cure for the autoimmune diseases. Do you have any kind of list on there for any kind of natural treatment for the bird flu? I mean, if it breaks out tomorrow, what can we do as citizens to get some natural holistic medicines and treat ourselves? Is there anything that we can have on standby to try to combat this?
Okay, well, first of all, you're not allowed to use the cure word, Justin, unless you're using medicine, which, of course, cures nothing. No, I'm just saying that's actually a law. So that's what I do, is teach people how to reverse their situations. And what I suggest to people is, to detoxify yourself as much as possible, eat organic food, drink good water, learn about natural things that you can use to
organic
get your body.
Vitamins, exercise.
Yes, but do all the good things to get your body in as good shape as possible before the whole thing explodes. But yes, there's actually homeopathic remedies that you can get against the bird flu. I recommend everybody have a colloidal silver generator because, of course, the FDA is going after colloidal silver manufacturers with a vengeance now, claiming...
Hey, they're listing vitamin B variants as medicines now, already saying we can't have them in America.
Exactly. So you have to start stocking up, folks. You have to get yourself as healthy as possible now while you're still able to do certain things. But the most important thing is do not get the bird flu vaccine. When they start pushing this, you have to just say no. And as your neighbors are dropping dead like flies, just realize that, all the things in the kitchen cupboard. I mean, garlic, there's so many things. Olive leaf extract.
Al-Qaeda-ick. Garlic is evil. Al-Qaeda-ick. Okay, keep going.
I would have as many things like that on hand as you possibly can. But the key thing is to get your body as cleaned out as possible because your body has the ability to basically fight anything. Now, of course, they're coming out with weaponized strains of these things. So something like a bird flu no-so, which is a homeopathic remedy, would be very good. Unfortunately, you can't buy those. Those aren't sold to the public. You have to go through distributors. But if people call me, I'll tell you where you can get that. But the point is to learn what not to do. And, that involves not taking aspartame, all these things that are making you sick.
Look, the biggest thing is if it breaks out, don't be around anybody. Yes, run to the hills. And that's why the British, the U.S., the Canadians troops are saying they're going to lock down the cities. Even if it is in your area yet, they're going to lock you down to make sure it can get into your city, to make sure you can't get out. And I appreciate your call, Justin. Joe in California. Joe, you're on the air.
Hey, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm happy you guys are talking about this. I was listening to your show the other day with the ladies that got their house or their school raided, and I wanted to ask about vaccines. And so I kind of was on the same thing with the guy before, but when I just had a son and I said no. They asked me if they can give him the hepatitis B or hepatitis C shot.
Mm-hmm.
And is that also? I mean, are we talking like all vaccines right now are pretty much on the no?
Well, let me stop you. She's a medical doctor, but I'll give you the facts. They want to give this deadly hepatitis shot to newborn babies when you only get it from intravenous drug use or promiscuous sex, and it's one of the most dangerous vaccines they admit, and this is the one they want to shoot your baby up with. Doctor?
I totally agree with you. As a matter of fact, through research of a guest that was on my show, he actually spent a whole day trying to find out why did they start this insanity with a hepatitis B, and it turns out the reason was that they're taking blood for transfusion from China, from Chinese prisoners that they know is contaminated with hepatitis B. So rather than stopping that blood from coming over to this country, they're starting to give the hepatitis B vaccine.
No. That's what they admit, because Factor 8 and Bayer ship it all out, and others, and Baxter, they say, even in the literature, that we have to give everybody this because we're contaminating them.
Yes, but the point is, in fact, all vaccines are bad. Please look at the documents on my website. And as long as one of you mentioned the schools, I want to just also mention, Alex, I'm sure you're aware of this, that one of the plans, whenever this breaks, they're going to lock down the schools.
Oh, no, they've said that. That's public.
Yes. And
they're going to have pastors there going, we took your children, it's of the Lord, and if you don't stand down, the preacher will go,
yes.
And the SWAT teams open fire. And that's on the news, that's confirmed.
And if this is not a time to start homeschooling, I don't know what is. Because just imagine, folks, that all of a sudden you get a notification that whatever false flag event occurred and your school has been locked down and they've shipped your child off somewhere and you can't...
Oh, no, we have video of FEMA drills where they bust the kids away and don't even tell the parents about it.
So that's my whole point.
It's just unbelievably disgusting. Does that answer your question, Joe?
Well, another thing, when they did want to do that, I right away, I thought of my buddy Alex Jones, and I want to thank you for everything you do and all the information I get from all of you. But, I just said no right away. I got that little cross-eyed from the doctor. I got the vibe in the room. My wife looked at me and basically said, I trust whatever you say. And I just said no. And, another thing that I noticed, and they did this without any permission at all, and they say it's for your safety, but they clipped a little chip onto his umbilical cord. And what if I caught wind that, they don't like that I don't want to give my son this vaccine, and now all of a sudden I catch wind that CPS is on the way.
No, that's what it's for. No, that's what you're a prisoner. Look, they're saying Americans can't have gardens now, that we need police inspections because we're probably drug dealers. It's total tyranny. Thanks for the call. Dr. Carley, we're going to come back in a moment with the final segment. Go to Stan, Simon, and Sam, and a few others. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold, all right?
Okay.
We're going to come back in the final segment and get into a few phone calls here at the end, but it just totally blows me away when we're talking about this and dealing with all this. And people calling me and saying, Alex, you have so much courage, you're so great. What does it matter? Everybody's got horrible allergies. The cancer rates are exploding. Used to be very rare to see a kid die of cancer. Now it's everywhere. They're building FEMA camps. They're putting troops into all the major police departments and admitting it, and troops on the streets and spying on everybody and corruption and getting ready for World War III and all this evil. And they got this Obama with youth brigades and all these gun ban bills introduced, and they're demonizing Ron Paul, saying his supporters are terrorists, and secret government documents we now have up on Infowars.com. I mean, it's just, we got to fight these people. It's all we can do. Come on. This is a action alert, battle stations, InfoWars. Up on PrisonPlanet.com right now, a story by Paul Watson. Ron Paul, culprits of financial collapse should be arrested. Not treated as saviors and given more power to fix the problem they created. Ron Paul's very popular. He's become very mainstream now. He's got bills to abolish the Federal Reserve, bills to audit the Federal Reserve in. They have a good chance of passing if we believe and get behind it. But bottom line, we need to learn to address the criminals and that they need to be arrested. Please help this story go viral. It's up at PrisonPlanet.com right now. Ron Paul, culprits of financial collapse, should be arrested. And for all people that are jealous of me in the Patriot movement, you can just change the name. Just put the article out, please, with his quotes. You can put your name on it and say you interviewed him. I don't care. I just want to beat the bankers, okay? I want to expose the people because they're the eugenicists. They're the ones funding all of this. So please get it out. It's up there right now. And please don't ignore the secret police thing about Ron Paul supporters being terrorists because we broke it. It needs to get out there. You can change the name and say you broke it. I don't care. Just get the info out. You can take the scans off my site, say you broke it. I don't care. I'll say you broke it for the hundreds of you out there. Just please, let's work together here. We got to defeat the New World Order. Let's take a few final calls for Dr. Carley here. Let's talk to Stan in Missouri. Stan, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hello, Alex and Dr. Carley. I don't think the American people are going to go along with these forced flu vaccinations. Dr. Kelly is more an expert than I am on the subject, but If you knew what they put in that smallpox vaccine when they manufactured it, Alex, years ago, it'd make your hair curl. I had a copy of that, and I do believe that they manufactured that with horsehair and pus and just all kinds of...
No, they did. That's where it comes from. It
All
comes from
kinds
cow
of
pus, sir. Cow pus. Dr. Carley, correct?
Yes. Yes, and let me just say, there's actually a book that was written almost a century ago that you can download off my website entitled Of Horrors of Vaccination Exposed and Illustrated that explains everything about the smallpox vaccine and the horrors that it wreaked at that time, so they know exactly what they're doing.
Alex, were you aware that Chuck Norris is going to have a meeting tomorrow night at 5 p.m.? It's going to be a live telecast. We surround them concerning the concerns of America. Would you happen to know what channel that's going to be on tomorrow night?
I heard something about Chuck Norris, and I've got his contact info, and I didn't even pay attention. I've been on this Ron Paul people are terrorists.